The next time you walk down your local supermarket aisle, take a hard look at the brands, packaging sizes, and full rows sitting on those shelves, because a massive wave of silent cancellations is sweeping across the American food industry. While everyday shoppers assume their favorite foods will always be available just because they have bought them for decades, corporate boardrooms and agricultural suppliers are pulling the plug behind the scenes. Major food giants are quietly slashing dozens of product lines, discontinuing long-running staples and shifting manufacturing capacity away from items that are becoming too costly or complex to produce. 7 iconic, highly popular grocery staples, foods that millions of American households buy without a second thought, are on the verge of vanishing from retail shelves entirely over the next 12 months. If you do not know which foods are on the chopping block right now, you will only realize they are gone when you arrive at a bare, empty shelf. And you need to stay tuned until the very end, because the food sitting at number 1 is a beloved household classic that has sustained American families through generations, and almost no one realizes that an unprecedented global supply freeze is about to wipe it out of grocery stores for good. Number 7. Canned mixed fruits and niche fruit cocktails. Starting our countdown at number 7 is a long-standing lunchbox and pantry staple. Traditional canned fruit cocktail, heavy syrup mixed fruits, and canned specialty stone fruits. For generations, keeping metal tins of diced peaches, pears, cherries, and grapes in the cupboard was the easiest way for families to keep fruit on hand without worrying about spoilage or high fresh produce prices. But that reliable canned standby is rapidly disappearing from supermarket inventory. Domestic commercial fruit orchards across the Pacific Northwest and California have faced compounding seasonal disruptions, ranging from erratic spring freeze events that killed off early blossoms to soaring labor and water costs that made low-margin canning operations financially unsustainable. At the same time, the cost of food-grade tin-plate steel packaging has surged under tightening import tariffs and manufacturing bottlenecks. Major domestic canning facilities are scaling back production runs or shuttering operations entirely, choosing to focus only on single-item high-volume sellers like applesauce or plain diced peaches. When remaining warehouse distribution batches run out, diverse canned fruit mixes and multi-fruit cocktail varieties will quietly fade from standard grocery planograms, leaving empty shelf slots that retailers are already reallocating to high-margin imported snack cups. Losing classic canned fruit is a hard hit for family pantries, but number 6 represents a beloved American comfort food whose core supply chain is quietly unraveling right under our noses. Number 6. Pre-packaged specialty pasta and shaped macaroni. Coming in at number 6 is a staple of easy weeknight dinners, specialized boxed pasta shapes, specialty macaroni blends, and packaged pasta meal kits. For decades, the pasta aisle offered an endless variety of shapes, from classic elbows and pen to intricate shells, rotini, and multi-ingredient boxed dinner kits that fed large families on a tight budget. However, commercial pasta manufacturers are executing aggressive SKU rationalization programs to trim operational complexity. The global supply of durum wheat, the high-protein, dense grain required to produce quality semolina flour that holds pasta shapes together without turning to mush, has faced severe harvest shortfalls in key growing regions across North America and Southern Europe due to persistent drought and extreme heat cycles. Because premium durum commands steep commodity premiums, large-scale pasta processors can no longer justify the expensive machine retooling and downtime required to stamp out intricate or slower-moving specialty shapes. Brands are permanently discontinuing secondary pasta varieties and niche boxed kits to focus purely on high-speed production of plain spaghetti and basic elbows. When you look at the pasta aisle over the coming months, expect to see the colorful variety of shapes shrink down to a homogenized wall of baseline cuts. forcing shoppers who rely on specialized pasta kits to find expensive gourmet alternatives. If you think dinner shortcuts are the only items getting cut, number 5 is an iconic, nostalgic condiment that has been an essential part of American cookouts and quick lunches for over half a century. Number 5. Niche bottled mustards and regional salad dressings. Reaching number 5 on our list, we find specialized bottled condiments, specifically traditional brown deli mustards, stone-ground mustard blends, and regional bottled salad dressings. Mustard and shelf-stable dressings are often taken for granted as permanent fixtures on refrigerator doors and pantry shelves, but their agricultural foundation is surprisingly fragile. Canada and the northern U.S. plains produce the vast majority of the world's commercial brown and yellow mustard seed, and recent back-to-back growing seasons have seen these regions hit by blistering heat domes and severe drought that severely degraded harvest volumes. Compounding the seed shortage, industrial glass packaging manufacturers and plastic suppliers have raised bulk container prices, forcing condiment brands to make brutal cost-cutting decisions. Food conglomerates are actively eliminating lower volume flavor variations, regional barbecue dressings, and specialty stone-ground mustard lines, opting instead to allocate factory capacity solely to standard yellow mustard and basic ranch dressings. When regional favorites and specialized sandwich spreads disappear from your local grocer, they will not be coming back, permanently narrowing the choices available to home cooks looking to add flavor to simple budget meals. Condiments may change the way we flavor our food, but number 4 is a critical quick prep breakfast foundation that millions of rushed families and parents rely on every single morning. Number 4. Frozen multigrain waffles and breakfast pastries. Moving into the upper tier at number 4, we have frozen multigrain toaster waffles, specialized breakfast pastries, and budget frozen pancake packs. Frozen breakfast items have served as the ultimate morning lifesaver for busy households, offering a fast, warm, and shelf-stable meal that kids and adults could pop straight into a toaster before heading out the door. However, the commercial frozen bakery industry has been rocked by massive operational consolidation, persistent equipment sanitation challenges, and soaring industrial ingredient costs for specialty baking fats, non-dairy emulsifiers, and whole grain flours. Major food manufacturers that produce both private label store brands and nationally recognized breakfast lines are shutting down older, less efficient production lines to cut overhead. Rather than maintaining dozens of flavor profiles like blueberry, cinnamon roll, and multigrain blends, production is being stripped down exclusively to baseline home-style and plain varieties. Furthermore, major grocery chains are trimming the physical space allocated to frozen breakfast stores, swapping out bulky multi-pack waffle boxes for higher-margin, single-serve breakfast sandwiches and high-protein bowls. If your household relies on affordable frozen toaster staples to get through busy weekday mornings, you will soon find the variety you depend on completely absent from the freezer aisle. A stripped-down breakfast aisle is a major daily frustration, but number 3 is an indispensable pantry protein that has sustained generations of Americans during tough economic times. Number 3. Traditional canned corned beef and specialty lunch meats. At number 3, we have one of the most reliable and calorically dense emergency rations ever created. Traditional trapezoidal tin canned corned beef, canned luncheon loaves, and specialized shelf-stable meats. Long before modern refrigeration existed, canned corned beef was the cornerstone of military rations, rural pantries, and working-class kitchens because a single tin provided rich animal protein, dense calories, and essential fats that stayed fresh on a shelf for 5 to 10 years. But this iconic staple is facing a severe supply squeeze driven by international livestock trends and rising manufacturing costs. The vast majority of commercially canned corned beef sold in the United States is processed and packaged in South America, specifically Brazil and Uruguay. tightening global import tariffs, escalating maritime container shipping rates, and rising international meat processing regulations have driven wholesale costs to unprecedented highs. At the same time, the specialized metal tins with built-in key opening mechanisms have become increasingly expensive to manufacture. As retail prices climb past $7 to $8 per can, grocery retailers are finding that traditional canned beef moves too slowly to justify valuable shelf space, quietly phasing it out in favor of cheaper, mass-produced processed poultry pouches. For preppers and budget planners who depend on shelf-stable red meat for long-term food security, this quiet removal marks the end of an era. Losing shelf-stable corned beef strikes a massive blow to emergency meat storage. But number 2 is an essential holiday and baking foundation that is caught in one of the most severe agricultural diseases in modern history. Number 2. Pure canned pumpkin and specialty squash purees. Coming in at the critically important number 2 spot is 100% pure canned pumpkin puree and specialized canned winter squash. While most consumers only think about canned pumpkin when autumn baking rolls around, it serves as a nutrient-dense, fiber-rich staple used year-round in scratch cooking, soups, baby foods, and pet health supplements. However, commercial pumpkin production in the United States is dangerously concentrated in a single geographic pocket, central Illinois, where over 90% of the nation's commercial processing pumpkins are grown and canned. Over recent growing seasons, this concentrated farming hub has been hammered by extreme weather swings, beginning with excessive spring deluges that delayed planting, followed by prolonged late summer fungal outbreaks and invasive weed pressure that decimated harvest yields. Because commercial processing pumpkins are a specific, high-density squash variety that cannot simply be swapped out for standard decorative field pumpkins, a bad harvest directly limits the total number of cans that can be produced for the entire year. With commercial canning facilities operating with zero leftover reserve stock, supermarkets are bracing for severe seasonal shortages that could leave shelves completely bare long before the holidays arrive, driving retail prices to record highs for whatever inventory trickles through. Now, before we reveal the number 1 food on this list, stop and think about the one essential beverage and baking staple that has lived in the back of almost every American pantry for over a century. Right now, a cascading international commodity failure is about to pull it from store shelves entirely. Number 1. Traditional sweetened condensed milk and shelf-stable baking milks. Arriving at the top of our list at number 1 is a cornerstone of American home kitchens and emergency storage. Traditional canned sweetened condensed milk and specialty shelf-stable baking creams. For over a century, thick, rich condensed milk has been an indispensable ingredient for homemade desserts, traditional family recipes, candies, and emergency long-term dairy storage. Because it combines concentrated whole milk with sugar in an airtight, shelf-stable tin, it provides shelf lives measured in years without refrigeration. But the global supply chain supporting sweetened condensed milk has hit a severe operational roadblock. Surging wholesale costs for raw dairy milk fat, combined with historic price spikes for commercial refined cane sugar, have made the production of heavy, sugar-dense dairy cans exceptionally expensive. At the exact same time, major dairy processing plants are facing critical shortages of food-grade aluminum and specialized sanitary canning liners required to prevent high-sugar dairy from corroding metal packaging over time. Compounding this, multinational food conglomerates are prioritizing raw milk allocation toward ultra-filtered high-protein drink lines and fast-moving fresh dairy goods that yield significantly higher profit margins. As wholesale production runs are cancelled and existing warehouse stockpiles dwindle, classic canned sweetened condensed milk is disappearing from baking aisles across the country, leaving home bakers and emergency preppers completely cut off from one of the most versatile, calorie-dense staples in grocery history. The silent inventory. Wipeout: how to protect your pantry. When you look across all 7 of these disappearing foods, the message is unmistakably clear. The modern grocery store is rapidly shedding traditional, long-lasting, and specialized staples in favor of fast-turning, high-margin processed convenience foods. The food companies and grocery conglomerates are not going to make public announcements when your favorite items are discontinued. They will simply let the stock run dry, pull the shelf tags, and fill the vacant space with expensive substitutes. To ensure your home remains fully stocked and your family is never left vulnerable to these quiet inventory purges, take immediate action today. Audit your true pantry needs. Go through your recipes and emergency reserves right now to see which of these 7 foods your household relies on for weekly cooking or long-term storage. Secure existing batches. Today, when you spot these items still sitting at standard retail prices on your next shopping trip, pick up extra units before current warehouse allocations are permanently exhausted. Learn raw. Ingredient substitutions. Master the basic culinary skills needed to recreate these disappearing staples from scratch, such as making your own condensed milk using bulk dry milk powder and sugar, or blending basic pantry grains to replace specialized boxed kits. The grocery landscape is transforming right before our eyes, and the shoppers who pay attention today are the only ones who will not be left empty-handed when these foods disappear for good. Now check your own kitchen. Which of these 7 foods would your family miss the most if you walked into the grocery store tomorrow and could never buy it again? Drop your thoughts and preparations in the comments below. Share this video with friends and family who need to get ahead of these quiet shortages, and subscribe to Statewatchusa to stay informed on the real changes affecting everyday life in America.